here's a fact for you. IPOs. So the old record, Gene, and I don't. Maybe we should put $99. Maybe we should put that in today's dollars. But if you don't, 107 billion in '99, 167 billion in the pandemic year for IPOs. And some of them are. Is DoorDash tech? I think it's kind of tech, isn't it? Airbnb, is that tech? Palantir certainly is.
Definitely tech.
That's not froth?
Some of it is, and I think some of the recent IPO class has gone way ahead of themselves. I think the companies like, for example, DoorDash, ultimately that's going to see a revision to the mean next year. I think companies like Airbnb are going to really define the future of lodging. I think we're going to move away from traditional hotels. Airlines are going to be impacted longer term negative. Hotels will. So I think you need to look at it on an individual basis, similar to how I think we should think about tech on an individual basis. And I think it's important before we really dig into 2021 to take a step back and look at 2020. And there's been this theme of the recent IPOs have been a big driver of performance, also big tech. That's no surprise. FANG was up 57% in 2020. The NASDAQ was up 43%. But that really doesn't tell the whole story. I think you need to go a layer deeper. And you talked about Apple up 83%, Amazon up a similar amount, 79%, Netflix. Those three were up 75%, but there were laggers in there with Facebook and Google up about 30%. So they lagged the NASDAQ. The trade of advertising tech did not work in 2020. My point is simple, is that we think that there will be a further fracturing of FANG. I don't think we should think about this as a bubble or not a bubble. I think we should think about being more strategic. And just to finish the thought, Joe, is I think for 2021, the performance is going to come again from Apple. It may seem tone deaf for a company to lead FANG for 3 straight years, but I think that, in fact, will happen. I think this has a track to 200. I think you're going to see Amazon do well, and I think you're going to see Facebook and Netflix start to fade away as FANG fractures in 2021.
So you're comfortable with a $3 trillion company?
I am comfortable with that, and I think that there needs to be, it needs to be anchored in earnings. That's the powerful piece about the Apple story, is that's based on a 35 multiple on 2022 estimates. So it's a little bit, it's a year out there. But I'm fast forwarding the conversation to the middle and back half of next year, and we'll be talking about 2022 at that point. And if the market can sustain these 35 multiples, I think that that is not, we're not talking about an Amazon-like multiple here. I think that that path is there. And I just want to emphasize 2 pieces to the Apple story that I think are largely misunderstood. This is generally thought of as a play on iPhone, a 5G play. That's good. That will impact the numbers in a positive way. But this acceleration of digital transformation, I think it's powerful. I think the people working from anywhere are going to be arming up in the next 12 to 24 months, buying more Macs, iPads, services. And of course, there is a case for Apple multiple expansion, specifically around hardware as a service, buying the Mac on a subscription, for example. We believe that that's coming. And more talk about auto is a big opportunity for Apple's multiple.
Elon, the Model S was a cool-looking car. The Apple prototypes, they don't take a backseat to even the design of some of Elon's. I can only imagine that they could make a pretty cool car, I'm pretty sure. And they got a lot more money than Tesla had to develop one, I think. Tesla up 700% and change. Apple going is 2.2 trillion. You're saying it could be 3. Microsoft and there are other companies that are well above $1 trillion, closing in on 2 trillion. So this is where we should be. This is where 2021 should be.
I think that it's wise to own some platform names. I think Apple is the best platform name to own, clearly. I think you should also own this next kind of layer of tech leadership. We've talked about this in the past. Whether it's something around real estate tech, I think there's a massive opportunity there. This is a market that we've waited 20 years to be disrupted. Still hasn't happened. Zillow owns the top of the funnel. It's still a relatively small company. This is a $30 billion market cap relative to the opportunity. So I think you should be strategic and start to find these other emerging type of companies as well. I think that that's going to have a powerful impact on performance.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.